Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Bus. As you saw in last episode, we rebuilt the bottom end. This episode, we're going to try and do almost everything else that we can do at the current moment. I don't think we'll be able to do the oil return line for the turbo. And yeah, we might just hold off on the flywheel and the clutch just to make sure we do that properly. So anyways, thanks for tuning in again. Let's get into it. So before we do put the head gasket and the head on, we do actually need to put this front cover on just to ensure that we're getting top dead center, just so we can time everything. And we've got all of our timing marks on this front casing. So I'll just torque these up to spec now. I'll just alternate opposites. All right. So we've just got to fit the water pump now. All right, that looks right. So the first bolt I'm going to be putting in as the tensioner for the spring. All right. I'll just click all the bolts in and we'll be back. All right, so we've put all these in. We've torqued them to spec. So we're getting very close, or I think we're almost at it actually, to put the head on. We've got to put this and this onto here. We've just moved the block onto a trolley because we don't have an engine stand. So what we're going to do, we've got to clean off all the head mating surface. We've got to clean off the surface on the head, and also we'll just make sure that the head gasket fits the correct way. So we've just checked that the head gasket fits up, which it does. It's oriented the correct way and everything. We've just cleaned off the bottom side of the head, and also obviously cleaned off the top of the block. So we're ready to put that on. They didn't give us the dowels. No, I don't reckon. Unless there's just more in the kit. So we've noticed that our block is missing dowels. So we've just got some of the old head bolts, and we've just put these in to make sure that the head gasket stays in place before we lift it on. God, that is an unnerving noise. We've done the head bolts up now, and we've actually moved a bit further on. We've got the boost compensated fuel pump on the side here, and we've put all of our pulleys on for the timing. So we'll time that up now. Now we're just putting the timing bolt on. So we've put the fuel pump on, we've put all the pulleys on, and now we're just trying to time everything up. Got it all timed up. The crank in, the pistons in, and the head on. So water pump on, all that type of stuff, fuel pump. So we're pretty happy with where we are now. So I figure I may as well start crossing off some assembly things. So we've done crankshaft, bearing caps, pistons, snore sprayers, timing cover, got that one, head gaskets on, head on, timing cover rear top. So that's the black bit up on there. And then cam pulley's done, crank pulley. Haven't done the oil cooler, haven't done turbo, haven't done sump, haven't done turbo oil feed, done fuel pump pulley, and that's where we are. So we don't have too big of a list left. We've done all the hard things. We've also been doing some painting, prepping and painting of other parts, as you can see here. And we just didn't bother filming them because it's not that interesting watching wire wheeling and then painting. So there we go. All right, so we have some tricky gaskets that we're just trying to get off that are real stuck. So I've just put some of this CRC gasket stripper on it, so that should pull it up. That's good to work with aluminium too. So had to make sure to get one that wouldn't chew through the aluminium. And then once we've done that, we will be doing, while we're waiting to do that, we will be doing this. We'll be fitting this back on, and we'll be looking at fitting the turbo after we've done the oil cooler. So let's get into this next. We'll fit this up and then go from there. All right, so we've just put the first studs in. Now we're just going to drop this on. I believe it goes this way. We will have to move these fuel lines. I think they're going to be a bit in the way. We'll just bend it out of the way for the moment, but we're going to need to feed those somewhere else, I think. I did think that was going to be hard to do. That was correct. Motherfucker. Should have been doing this from the start. There we go. We have the intake all on and all torqued up to spec. So the spec was, I think, 25 newtons. So I've got that all up to 25 newtons. I'm just going to give these brackets a quick clean up and then we'll get on the next thing. Alright, so sorry about the rain. It's absolutely pissing down out here. Absolutely pissing. Anyway, so next, I'm just going to be putting on the where all the coolant goes to. The thermostat just sits in here. Just going to be putting all that back on together. Got the gasket here. So these just need to slip on like this. Cool. So what we're best to do, probably slide these on, slide the gasket on. So this was a crap load easier before I got the boost compensator pump. This is hard to get. This has made it hard to get the intake on and the and this on. So it's a bit annoying. I guess that's what you get when you're adding things. You get less and less space to work around. But for these, it's in such a crap spot. Oh, there we go. I've just put this hose on just to make it look neat. The rocker cover's not actually on, which is fine. I'm not sold on the paint colour yet. I think we want to do something with the Toyota logo, so that's why I haven't bolted it on yet. As you can see, got the thermostat housing on, so that's all on. We are having some trouble getting the gasket off the oil cooler, so I've just got Morgan putting in the studs for the turbo manifold. So we'll get those in, and that's wrong. That's right. There we go. And yeah, so we'll bolt that on now. Okay, so we're just going to put on the manifold gasket. Can't go that way, so it's got to go this way. All right, manifold. So I've had this turbo manifold now since end of 2020. I got it, and I always had plans on turboing the Hilux, and I never got around to it. And then we had head cooling issues, and then we rebuilt the whole thing. So this is actually the first time this has got to go on this engine, which is really exciting. All right, I'll torque these up I don't even think I can get in there with a ratchet, to be honest. I reckon it's going to be a spanner job. Actually, let's just check if we can get in here with this, because we do have to come back and torque them to spec. Oh, they did not leave enough space, I'm telling you. Alright, we've fitted our turbo manifold now. We'll just fit the turbo on. Alright, we've just cleaned up the face. We've got the gasket on, and as you can see, we've got some Loctite. So all we're going to do is we're going to put that on. So exhaust side to the back of the motor. So slip this on here. There we go. Get on there. There you go. Now I'll just torque them up this way. So now that the turbo's in, we've got the bolts done up there. We will put this on, which will connect to the exhaust and the other studs just for the back here. We'll do that next. Alright, here we've got the flange that's going to go to the turbo. I've just bolted it all together just for the moment, so that way it all stays together for when the exhaust go on. So today I've actually got a few helpers. We've got Adam here. He's doing the gaskets, which I said were a prick before. And then we've got Morgan over here. He's cleaning up my fuel lines. Look at that. Good work, team. And then we've got Stavros over here. He is cleaning up and retaping my glow plug rail. So the timing cover, the timing cover gasket is all in. We've had to put a new one in here too, and around the edge. And then we'll just put the timing cover back on now. Alright, so we've got the left hand side bracket on, got the right hand side. We will need to pull the timing cover off because we forgot to put the spacer ring on the crank, so we'll do that. Right, it's coming along together nicely. Alright, so like I showed you before, we've got the turbo and everything there. We haven't put the oil cooler on yet. We're still having trouble with the gasket, so we won't get onto that this episode. But we've got everything back together, or mostly back together. We've got all of our brackets. So we've got our alternator bracket there. We've got the brackets down there for the other pulleys, for the power steering and the aircon. So yeah, it's really as far as we're gonna make it today. We will get the injectors. You should be able to see down there, those holes are open. So we will put those in next. We'll put in the oil cooler, like I said, next. We'll have to do the oil lines for the turbo and paint the sump, and then it's just the finishing touches. So I'll show you how much we've managed to get off the gasket. Adam over here he's tried very hard to get this off. He's been at it for about 2 hours now, maybe 3 hours. So still no gusto. So we'll be taking that one with us, and then we'll sort it out from there. I reckon that's going to be the easiest way. Okay, so after we've done everything today, I've already crossed some items off. We'll go through the rest. So oil cooler, we didn't get to that. Turbo return line, sump, didn't get to that. Turbo oil feed. We did, however, get the intake manifold, the exhaust manifold. You saw the fuel pump got timed up. We have put the glow plugs in. So we're looking at this and everything that's already crossed off. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 really big things left, and then it's just small stuff like air conditioners, alternators, power steering, everything like that. But as it sits right now, what we need to buy is turbo piping still. We're going to get that fabbed up, and then like I said, 5 things on the assembly side of things. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Bus. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm pretty happy that we did get the turbo on now. That's been waiting a long time, like I've said. Had that for a few years now. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment, all those lovely things. Thanks for watching again, and I'll catch you on the next one.